Hi everyone and welcome to Mike's Dive Store. I'm Lauren and today I'm going to be talking to you about cold water diving. Now if you're like me and you live in a country that's surrounded by cold waters, you may be thinking, shall I dive locally or shall I just wait to go on holiday and travel in tropical warm waters? From someone who lives in England, I say absolutely. I dive at my local beach in Chesil and it's absolutely beautiful. But one of the main things that you might be thinking about that's stuck in your mind is that it's going to be cold. And this is something maybe putting you off diving locally. But with proper protection and helpful advice, I can help you keep warm during your dive. So within this video, I'm going to be talking to you about some tips and advice on how you can stay toasty, cozy and warm throughout your cold water dive. Alright, now let's get started. Here are some tips that I've learned when diving in cold waters to keep myself warm. So first off is to bring yourself a hot flask of hot water so you can make your favourite drink like coffee, tea, hot chocolate, you name it. Or simply bring yourself a flask of soup. That way it will keep you warm and it will keep you full during your surface intervals or after you dive. Also you should bring a changing robe so you can keep yourself warm while you're changing out of your wetsuit and your diving gear. Also bring warm clothing, so I'm talking fluffy socks, jumper, tracksuit, hats, gloves, anything like that that will keep you warm after your dive or during your surface intervals. So now moving on to the gear. So this is some of the gear that I recommend or you should be using when you're diving in cold waters. So first off is a dry suit or a really thick wetsuit. I would recommend over 7mm. You should also be using a hood, gloves, undersuits. So undersuits, we have 1-piece and 2-piece undersuits that you can use. And get this, we also have heated undersuits. So that's gonna keep you really toasty when you're diving in cold waters. And then we also have undersocks as well. And another piece of advice that I would give is using a full face mask so it keeps your face toasty and warm during your dive. So one final piece of advice that I can give you to keep warm during your cold water dive is to reduce your bottom time. As we know, the deeper you get, the colder it's going to be. So if you stay shallower during your dive, you're going to be warmer. So I'd recommend participating more in shore dives so you can stay shallower for longer when you're diving. That's it for today's video. If you have any questions about any of the things I've talked about today or any of the scuba diving equipment that I've talked about today, please email us at support@mikesdivestore.com. I've also included a link below in the caption. All the links to the products that I talked about today is also down in the comments below. Make sure to check them out. If you have any questions, please ask us. And thank you so much for watching. If you want any more updates on scuba advice, scuba news, product reviews, make sure to click the subscribe button linked below. And whatever diving equipment that you choose to go with, happy diving and stay safe.